Welcome to the latest installment of the most strongly supported sample LSAT question. Today we take a closer look at disagree questions. And the title for this one, the LA Shakers need to make some changes. Shake things up, you might say. Of course, this has no basis in reality. We're just pulling totally hypothetical circumstance. Now, the prompt says Kohby, spelled interestingly different than another Kohby you might know, and Dr. Bus are committed to disagreeing about which one of the following facts. So that makes this a disagree question. Now, the real trouble the students have with disagree questions comes from the strategy. Because the correct answer choice is something that the two speakers disagree about, a lot of students think that the incorrect answer choices must be things that they agree about, but that is actually far from being the case. Rather, on a disagree question, you want to look for answer choices about which at least one of the speakers doesn't have a clear opinion, because if you don't know what somebody thinks about an answer choice, you sure can't say whether they would disagree about it. So the number one criteria you want to look for is just whether or not they have an opinion. So our first speaker is Dr. Bus. As you can see there, he's a doctor with a bus. Very creative. As the owner of the LA Shakers, I think our number one priority is to bring in a young point guard and to speed up the offense. It's time to change the system we've been running. It's pretty great being the owner of the Los Angeles Shakers, since owners don't have to listen to anybody and ultimately make the personnel decisions. Wow, Dr. Bus, a little bit of a power trip there. But then in comes Kohby. Apparently he is so large we could only steal a guest appearance from his calves and ankles. But regardless, now Kohby says, there's no doubt that certain changes need to be made after that embarrassing loss. As a five-time champion and one of the best basketball players of all time, my suggestions need to be followed. Whoa. Our team needs a new player in the center position. I would prefer the 7-foot giant from Orlando. Now, your gut instinct might tell you that what they're really disagreeing about here is point guard versus center. But if you think about it, there's a much bigger disagreement, something at the root of the problems here, and that is who calls the shots. Because Dr. Bus is like, look, I'm the boss. Everybody works for me. And Kohby's like, I'm the star player, so everybody needs to listen to me. And so that's actually what we want to anticipate as we hit the answer choices. A says the LA Shakers' number one priority is to bring in a young point guard. Now, this is exactly what I was talking about. You might be tempted to say, oh yeah, they disagree about that. Now, it is clear that Dr. Bus clearly would say, yes, we need to get that point guard. But Kohby, is it totally clear that Kohby disagrees with that priority? And the answer is no. We actually don't have a clear idea of whether Kohby thinks that's the number one priority. Now, Kohby thinks we definitely need a center, but maybe we need a point guard even more. So A goes out for having no opinion on the Kohby side. B says it is necessary to speed up the Shaker offense, and this falls into the same trap as answer choice A. Dr. Bus would say yes. Kohby says nothing about the offense, so maybe he agrees, maybe he disagrees. We just don't know either way. C says that Dr. Bus should listen to Kohby's suggestions. Now, this is a tricky one because you'll see that Kohby definitely thinks that's the case. It says, I'm amazing, I'm great, so my suggestions need to be followed. Now, Dr. Bus clearly doesn't think he has to follow Kohby's suggestions, but there is a big distinction between these prescriptive statements on the LSAT. Even if Dr. Bus doesn't have to listen to the suggestions, maybe he still should, or maybe he shouldn't, but we just don't know either way. So Dr. Bus doesn't have a clear opinion here. D says the Shakers need a new center. Now, Kohby would definitely say yes, but again, Dr. Bus, we just don't know. So D goes out as well. And then E down at the bottom says any personnel suggestion Kohby makes must be followed. And finally, we get down to the root of the disagreement, which is this big power trip. Kohby says, listen to me, I'm the star. And Dr. Bus says, screw you, star. I don't have to listen to anybody. I sign your check. So answer choice E would, of course, be the point of disagreement because Kohby says yes and Dr. Bus says no. So when you're doing those disagree questions, make sure you kick out wrong answer choices as soon as you know that at least one person doesn't have a clear opinion. And you got to find the one where, of course, you get one person saying yes and one person saying no. So that's going to be it from us. Check back again for our sample LSAT questions, and for all things LSAT, make sure to check out Most Strongly Supported and www.blueprintprep.com.